Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Let me know if you can hear me. All right. Thank you so much, Priscilla. Let's get this thing going.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Love in this light. Here's God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
Yeah, baby. We back. We live. Hello, world. Welcome or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn, and it is Saturday, 17th of April. It's been a minute, about a week, right? Let's change the vibe. We got a lot going on in the world. R.I.P. Black Rob.
Yes.
What's up, Miss Kim?
Hey, how you doing? Happy Saturday.
Yeah. I see you, Priscilla. I see Miss Della's in the building. Welcome back.
Shout out to the chat.
All right, we got a couple soldiers up in here, and the main steadies are here, so we can go.
Yeah.
This is for you in the replay. We appreciate you. Go ahead and comment, share, like, and we're here to just talk about what's going on in the world, as always. So, as you can see, we lost yet another hip hop legend, because this song, even though I think it was his only hit, it's a classic. Can't be denied. I don't think Diddy could have did this without Black Rob. Not at all. But could
Exactly.
Black Rob have done it without Diddy? That's the question. I don't know. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Black Rob, we lost him due to, I don't know, what happened? Do we know? I'm going to actually pull up an article, but Kim, give us some insight.
Um, well, I don't know what's like that's fact, but I just seen a video. I think he used to be a security guard for P. Diddy. Big Gene was saying that Mark Curry was taking him to the hospital, and he didn't. He told allegedly, like Rob said, he didn't want the hospital to give him no shots or nothing, and he asked Mark Curry to not let them keep him or put any needles in him, and he passed away on the way there in the car. Um, I know he had kidney failure from what they said, and I think he was going to dialysis, if I'm not mistaken. And I wasn't able to see anything else. I think he had other health problems, um, but it hasn't been, you know, public for everybody to know.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull up this article. Let's just read a little bit. Give him a little bit of give him a little light, a little shine.
Yeah.
I can find it. I got a million tabs up. Hold on. Okay. This is from Vulture online. Black Rob, whoa, rapper is dead at 51. Black Rob, the Harlem-based rapper who helped define the sound of turn of the millennium rap, has died at the age of 51, according to his fellow former Bad Boy collaborator and friend Mark Curry. Curry posted and later deleted a heartbreaking video of himself crying and saying, "I don't know where to begin this, but I thank everybody for the donations. Rob passed away about an hour ago." On April 10th, Love and Hip Hop DJ Self Instagrammed a video of Black Rob in a hospital bed, apparently in severe pain, sharing big love to X a day after the passing of DMX. On April 11th, Self shared that Black Rob, who was born Robert Ross, was out of the hospital and that his kidneys are failing again. He also posted a video of Ross seated upright, explaining that he suffered 4 strokes in the past 5 years and is suffering immense pain, saying, "I don't know what the people are going to do, what the people are going to say. I need some rest." That same day, Curry shared a GoFundMe to help Ross find a home, pay for medical help and stability during these trying times. "We've lost a lot of legends and we can't afford to lose any more." The page listed 1,000 donors at the time of writing. Curry explained on Instagram that Ross had been undergoing dialysis. It's really sad. Let's see. It says Black Rob joined Diddy's Bad Boy label in the mid 1990s and released his platinum selling debut album, Life Story, in 1999. Black Rob is best known for his 2000 single Whoa, which reached the top 10 on Billboard's R&B and hip hop and rap charts. In Vulture's 100 songs that define New York rap omnibus, writer Shamira Ibrahim praised the track for Black Rob's stream of consciousness storytelling, writing about how it still gets played out of car speakers during Harlem and Bronx summers. Yeah, I think it'll always be a classic, a hit. And that's really sad. It's really sad that he ended his life homeless, is what it sounds like, on dialysis and just suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to have a GoFundMe. That was
Yeah.
one thing I was glad to hear about DMX. They said they're not hurting for money and they were telling people not to donate.
Yeah. Scam people out there, terrible.
Right. Of course. So yeah, I mean, I don't really only knew Black Rob of the one song, but obviously he had a whole life as a 51-year-old man in the world. And looks like, the past few years of it weren't so pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
But life is, I think, what you give it, like what you put in and what you do with it is what comes back out for you. I kind of do just have that belief. I know people feel like that can't be true because there's certain people that suffer and things happen to them and they seem to be innocent and all of that. But sometimes we carry things over into lifetimes. And I don't know, just sometimes things are in the unseen. So, but yeah, but R.I.P, man, rest in power, King. And thank you for the sharing your talent and all that. God bless his family if he had any.
I know he had kids. I'm not sure.
Welcome back, Marcus. What's happening? So yeah, just paying a little homage to Black Rob, and obviously still, thinking about DMX too.
Yeah.
It's just a trip that just 2 weeks before that we were celebrating Easter or Resurrection Sunday.
Yep.
So just keep the faith that life doesn't end. Here we say passed on because energy transfers. The body dies, but I think the soul lives on. So
yeah.
So what else is going on? Geez, what's going on?
Well, to get some good laughs and kicks and for us warriors, R.I.C.O Kelly is the short light getter.
Right. Well, let me turn this Bluetooth off actually. I'm gonna talk about R.I.C.O Kelly. Not yet, because I need to I actually totally forgot. I like have access to all the court stuff. I didn't even bother to look it up. That's how much I'm thinking about him. But I'm gonna look it up real quick before we talk about him.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we unfortunately had a couple other incidents with the police shootings. Couple young men since we last went live at least have been cut down, their lives cut short by police. Daunte Wright being one of them. Just really sad,
It is. It really is.
Let me bring a picture of him up. The picture they keep showing is the one of him. I think it's his baby.
Yeah, no, he had his daughter.
Okay, let me pull something up. Go ahead and fill up the air while I'm pulling something up. Feel free.
Okay. I know I've seen a video where the auntie was speaking out, like the community was out for support for this young king right here. And she was saying that one of his school teachers was the girlfriend of George Floyd. And I think I'm not sure if it's chief of police, but whoever was over the officer that murdered this baby, she walked, from what I've been reading, off the like she quit in, the force when the female officer had, well, before she had got arrested. Then they let her bail out. I don't even understand how and why, but it's just senseless killing, and the madness is crazy. It's like people are in a trance or something.
I'm gonna read what they have reported,
Okay.
and we can talk about it. Hold on. And they have the video, which I don't want to show that video.
Yeah, that baby is beautiful. Feel like a little baby doll.
All right, so Daunte Wright was stopped for expired plates, but driving while black may have been his crime. The police confrontation escalated after officers saw that what could have been an air freshener hanging illegally from the rearview mirror. Like they don't have nothing better to do, right? So the chain of events that ended with yet another fatal police shooting of a black man in Minnesota, and mind you, this is the same place where George Floyd was murdered. His trial happening as this is going on. just miles, a few miles away, right? Says the man, Daunte Wright, 20, who died Sunday after a run in with police in a suburb of Minneapolis, was driving an SUV with expired license plates. He also ran afoul of a Minnesota law that prohibits motorists from hanging air fresheners and other items from their rearview mirrors. He was pulled over for having an expired registration on the vehicle, Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Gannon said on Monday. When the officer went over, an item hanging from the rearview mirror was spotted. It was said that the officers discovered that a gross misdemeanor warrant for Wright's arrest had been issued. Mind you, been issued, but did he get it? Was he aware? That's another question. Minutes later, a gunshot rang out and Wright joined the ranks of other Black motorists, it says, who have died after having been pulled over by police, a group that includes Philando, here we go, Philando Castile, 32, who was fatally shot in 2016 by a suburban Minneapolis police officer after he was stopped for a broken tail light. His final moments were recorded in a powerful video. Wow, how could you forget that? I know I will never forget that. Gannon said Monday that he believes the officer meant to pull a taser in Sunday's shooting, but instead pulled her service weapon. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is standing trial in Floyd's death, leaving the Twin Cities on high alert and bracing for more mass demonstrations like those that followed Floyd's death last year. Wright's family has hired civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, the lead attorney for Floyd's family, to represent them as well. How does this man have the time? I don't know. I know
I
he's
don't
busy.
like.
What'd you say?
I don't like him. I don't trust him.
Oh, really? We'll talk
Since
about
the
that.
Maria Davis case, I don't.
Okay, let's talk about that. Hold on that.
Mm-hmm.
Crump said Daunte Wright is yet another Black man killed at the hands of those who have sworn to protect and serve us all, not just the whites among us. And as Minneapolis and the rest of the country continue to deal with the tragic killing of George Floyd, now we must also mourn the loss of this young man and father. This level of lethal force was entirely preventable and inhumane. Studies have found that Black drivers are far more likely to be stopped by police than white drivers are. Not only that, but once they're stopped, Black people are searched nearly twice as often as white drivers, and the searches are less likely to yield illegal drugs and other contraband other than searches of white drivers. Brooklyn Center Mayor Mike Elliott, who is Black, said the shooting of Wright was heartbreaking and unfathomable. Our hearts are aching right now. We are in pain right now, and we recognize this couldn't happen at a worse time. I don't think any time is a good time for this to happen.
Right.
Elliott appears on NBC's Today Show on Tuesday. In this country, if you're Black and you get pulled over by the police, you have a very much higher chance of being dead just because you're Black and just because you're encountering police. He said that is a fact we all have to wrestle with. We've seen this far too many times where a young Black man or woman is pulled over by police or encounters police and they end up dead. People are protesting. People protesting are asking, when will this stop? Okay, this article is like never ending. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause that. I'll leave the link if anybody wants to follow through and read the rest of that or watch the video, because I think they have the video here too, which I don't want to replay. So go ahead. You were saying that, okay, so Benjamin Crump, he seems to be the main go-to attorney when our men or Black person is slain, typically Black males by lately. But so what were you saying about him?
I didn't like how he did the what well, you know what? Now that I think about it, let me take that back. I apologize if I got him mixed up with another Black alleged attorney. That's not him. I'm so sorry. I had him mixed up with the Malaya Davis case, the young child that came up, ended up being murdered in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I had him mixed up with somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Now
So,
that I think about it, I take that back.
so as far as you're concerned, Benjamin Crump is is cool beans. He can do the work.
Well, I liked how he questioned. He was, I think he questioned Reggie Wright Jr. about the Tupac case, and he had him sweating bullets to the point where Reggie Wright Jr. ended the interview. He asked good questions, so I did like that part. That's when the first time I ever had knowledge about him. Um, I probably have to do research on him, but as far as like with this young man, Daunte, I don't believe that he received, the gross misdemeanor warrant because I've been pulled over for a traffic ticket, and that was just last year, like before the 4th of July, and the officer was like, "Oh, it was just issued." Now, mind you, it was 1:30 in the morning. I'm at 7-Eleven, and even being a black female, they were making like comments. I actually got taken to the city jail. It was like a walkthrough, but they were making jokes, like trying to provoke the inmates in the jail, like at the time about George Floyd and also about Breonna Taylor. And they, it was frightening to be honest. I was scared.
Wait a minute. Wait. So that was recently?
That was last year, like before the
Oh.
4th of July. Yeah. And
Mm.
it was frightening because, then it was like I got held an extra 8 hours after you get let go because I have experienced this since I've been living out in Vegas because I'm from Detroit. So it's, oh, we have to run your name again. So it's just like it's a lot of they want you to kiss, suck up, and it still don't really do anything to me. You can be respectful, you can follow the rules, their commands, or however it is. And some of them they're just jerks. And I know not all the officers are like that, but it makes the whole unit as a whole look bad. And I get anxiety when I see them because you never know. You just never know.
Miss Della said people are losing their minds. Trumpism has allowed folks to bring out the best versions of themselves, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with that. Like, yeah, there's definitely a different tone, I would say, in this country. And that thing that happened on January 6th was crazy.
yeah,
I feel like that was a message, a clear message to say this is, we're not playing games with y'all now. We gonna be who we gonna be and do what we gonna do.
yeah,
And whatever happens, happens because we're protected anyway.
yeah,
So so yeah, unfortunately, this stuff is seemingly just never ending. Like, are we ever gonna get a clean break from this violence
yeah,
and this systemic oppression and all the things that we're dealing with, hopefully in our lifetime, but it ain't looking good, y'all. But we just
no,
gotta stay positive, right? Stay in prayer and first and foremost, stay taking care of ourselves first. Because if you're
yeah,
not well, you can't help nobody, right?
exactly.
Let's see. Miss Della says, in my state, when cops pull you over, 3 or more police cars are present. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Dang.
same happened with me. It was 4 K9, like just terrible.
They're that intimidated and that fearful. That's how much
Mhm.
power you have.
Yeah,
Priscilla asks,
literally.
right, exactly. Priscilla asked, why do the police have to pull guns on our black men? I think it's just fear. I think fear, intimidation. I even think some of these things are just plotted. Like some of these people who have to take the heat for the situation, they know ahead of time. Like this woman,
Yeah,
this is the woman who was accused of killing Daunte Wright, pulling a taser, quote unquote, by mistake, and shooting him dead. And for something that honestly wasn't that serious, like there was no need for all of that with him.
no,
I do feel because she's been on the force, they said 26 years. Someone weighed in saying that a lot of officers, longtime officers, have been quitting forces because of the defund the police movements and just all the different things that have been going on against police due to the violence as backlash. And it made me think, because they were basically saying some of these desk sergeants have been having to come off their desks and go into the streets because they're short staffed. And
Yeah.
that might have been her case. I don't know. I haven't really read up on her and what her deal is. Seemed like she was a bit rusty.
Yeah.
If she wasn't rusty, I do have that altered mind because I have a very big, huge imagination. I just think sometimes, like, because the movies, they tell us stuff, y'all. Like these movies, I know y'all have seen movies or TV shows where the police, first of all, are dirty. They
Yeah.
are being paid to do jobs. There's like a whole covert police, just like government, like a dark web situation, underground, underworld. And it's kind of like, they have something on her and they tell her, look, we need you to do this.
Yeah.
And even with Chauvin also doing
Yeah.
that whole knee on his neck, they needed to make it public. They needed to make it seem like just, I don't know, but
Like
what
some
do you think?
initiation stuff or something.
Like a what?
Initiation, or do it public so that the other people know that you really did the job that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, Priscilla's like, how can you mistake a taser for a gun? And that's been the question. I think she's out on bail. So I guess we'll have to watch and see what happens with this, but it's heartbreaking. There was another shooting, a young boy,
Yeah.
Adam Toledo. I think he was 13 years old, and there's controversy around this also, as is most of these cases. Let me see. You know anything about that one, Kim?
Not a lot. Just that they said that he didn't have a weapon, but the police had said that he had shot at them or attempted to shoot at them, and that's
That's
justified
what
why.
they say.
But from what I did read, I don't know if it was BuzzFeed or maybe or my local news out here, Fox 5. They said that he didn't have no weapon on him. He didn't have no gun or nothing.
From what I saw, it looked like, and I don't know if these pictures were accurate or doctored, but that he
Right.
had a gun behind his back while he was hiding from them. And then they were showing that. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the picture actually.
Mm.
They have like these pictures. Let me see. But they were saying that the police said he was holding, but that then they showed a picture of it on the ground. But at the end of the day, they're saying he didn't have a weapon. So
Yeah.
there's that. All right, let's see. It says I'm already sharing the screen. I get rusty. It's been a minute. I came for Shot of Love on Sunday. I need y'all to come through. Coming back in the morning, 10:40 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
Holler at me. 10 minutes. I know y'all could do 10 minutes of a good Sunday blessing now.
Yeah, good kickoff, energy booster, everything.
Real motivation, a little, reminder of, being grateful and
Yeah.
all of that. All right, what am I doing? I'm just sitting around here. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Adam Toledo. This is a mother's nightmare.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. Oh.
So I don't know if you could see this. Him looks like he has a spotlight on, like he's like, what? His hands are up.
Oh yeah, I can see
Looks
it.
like they're empty. This image from Chicago Police Department body cam video shows the moment before police officer Eric Stillman fatally shot Adam Toledo 13 on March 29, 2021. And it says a prosecutor who implied in court that 13-year-old Adam Toledo was holding a gun the instant he was fatally shot by a Chicago police officer was placed on leave day after a video showing the boy's hands were empty was released to the public. In court last week, an attorney in our office failed to fully present the facts surrounding the death of a 13-year-old boy. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox, spokeswoman, Sarah Sinovic said in a statement, "We have put that individual on leave and are conducting an internal investigation into the matter." So one of Kim Fox's boys is out here lying. And she put
Right.
him on blast. Okay. During an April 10th bond hearing for the 21-year-old Ruben Roman, who was with Adam when he was shot March 29th, Assistant State's Attorney James Murphy appeared to suggest that the boy was still holding the gun as Officer Eric Stillman pulled the trigger. And then quotes, it says, the officer tells Adam to drop it as Adam turns towards the officer. Adam has a gun in his right hand, Murphy said, according to Chicago Sun-Times. Isn't that what they do in the movies? They be shouting that he has a gun, he has a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no gun. The officer fires one shot at Adam, one shot in the chest. Why do you have to shoot him in the chest? Don't they get trained to handle these types of situations in a better way?
Yeah. And even
he wasn't holding a gun, so it was murder, just straight up. The gun, yeah, the gun that Adam was holding landed against the fence a few feet away, it says in quotes. But Murphy did not explain what the video and screenshots show, that Adam had nothing in his hands when he was shot and had dropped or tossed the weapon away less than a second before the officer pulled the trigger. Police found the gun next to a fence short distance away after the shooting. Let's see. According to the Chicago Tribune, Fox told staffers in an email that the language in the proffer that Murphy read in court did not fully reflect all the evidence that had been given to our office. Not a good way to start this. You know, of course, they're running this thing around saying that Murphy may not have had access to all the video that was released, and it's still under investigation. So I'm sure, like I said, we'll hear more about this, but oh man, that's too much. Enough. Let's see. Yes, join us tomorrow, 10:40 a.m. for a shot of love. Party for your soul. So yeah, I want also let's catch up on George Floyd's trial. You know, I just gonna use this time to catch up as I'm here because I really haven't been doing that. I just really haven't. I've just kind of learned to detach a little bit because it's so traumatic, this stuff. I got to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much I can take, y'all.
Yeah.
Let me find this article. All right. Man. George Floyd. Minneapolis is bracing for what comes next as the prosecution and defense in Derek Chauvin's murder trial are set to give closing arguments on Monday. And this was today's reporting. So Monday, I'm gonna make sure to tune into the closing arguments on Monday. The jury will then be sequestered and deliberate before announcing a verdict. It says, how do you keep having murder after murder, said Valerie Castile, the mother of Philando Castile, who was fatally shot by police during a traffic stop in 2016. She said, we don't have time to recover. Mothers of sons who died in police incidents spoke Friday to remind people of the pain. She said, I'm mad as hell again and again and again and again. Emotions are raw after 14 days of testimony from 45 witnesses. 45, wow. And new videos of the 9 minute and 29 seconds Chauvin's knee was on George Floyd's neck. Police are ready for a violent reaction to the verdict and are planning for unrest that could surpass what followed Floyd's death last summer. So they're expecting that no charges are coming, or a conviction or what?
Are they seeking the death penalty?
Let's see. I don't know. Law enforcement officials around the country are making similar preparations. Police in Washington, D.C. are switching to 12-hour shifts. The New York Police Department has spent nearly a year preparing for possible citywide protests. Some businesses in Philadelphia are boarded up. Look at all of this. All of this could have been avoided.
Damn, they boarded up already. So,
as tensions build, children in Minneapolis are feeling the anxiety. It is, and this is in quotes, it is not cool to have a Black person walking in your neighborhood and a white lady or white man just sees you and all she sees is trouble, said 9-year-old Keyshawn Clark. Clark and other children are in a mentoring program called TEAM, which stands for Teach Everyone a Method. That's a shame. They have to have these programs to teach young people, young Black people, how to deal with the police. It says they range from in age 9 to 17. It says we're deciding between two fates, the fate between people and the fate of the system. That's a 17-year-old saying this. Our kids have to grow up way too fast,
Yeah.
dealing with this stuff. And
Fear,
so closing arguments on Monday. Let me see. I don't know. Anybody in the chat know what type of charges he's looking at? I don't even know if it's murder one. Is it? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Which means it's probably not the death penalty. I'm pretty sure. Okay.
Ooh.
So nobody in the chat knows. Chat is quiet. Y'all chilling tonight, huh? So I'm gonna save Rico Kelly for last. We'll talk about COVID and the vaccinations. So I'm still yet unvaccinated. How about you?
I'm not vaccinated, and hopefully I never will be, or my family.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a couple people that I know have had it, and it's more so because of taking care of an elderly person who had to get it, or because of their work or whatever. But
Yeah.
Priscilla says second degree and manslaughter. Okay, those are the charges he's facing. She said, me neither, as far as the vaccination. Yeah, so these vaccinations are, yet again, we're getting stories of problems. I know Johnson & Johnson, who I would have never done a Johnson & Johnson vaccination based on what they have been up to for these past decades, is, the talcum powder debacle, people getting cancer, uterus and cervix and all this stuff from putting baby powder in their underwear, which is something they were probably taught as a child. They're saying the Johnson & Johnson vaccination, people have been suffering blood clots in some cases. And I know that I read also about the Pfizer. They're saying now that there's a third shot that's going to be required for Pfizer and an annual shot following that. So this is going to be an ongoing thing. And I know that it doesn't prevent you from getting the disease. It prevents you. It supposedly helps you not to suffer as bad of, the symptoms. But some people are walking around here asymptomatic. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm not with it.
Me either at all. I'm totally 100% and 1,000% and more against it. I definitely do not agree. I know.
Hold on. I'm looking for let me see if I have something up here already pulled up on it.
Like they're publicly playing Russian roulette with humans. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just look something up then real quick. See what's going on. There was a shooting at FedEx. Looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Was that yesterday? I remember seeing this yesterday, I think. FedEx killer illegally bought 2 assault rifles prior to his deadly spree. Yeah. These guns are a problem, man.
I believe he was 19 years old. And
yeah, Brandon Brandon Scott Hole, 19, who's in the center, they say. This kid here?
Yep.
What?
They showed up on the scene, and as soon as I hopped out of the vehicle, just started shooting all the way from the outside to the inside of the place. Um, Last night I saw it was 9 people. It went from 8 to 9 people, but 3 people were still injured.
Let
I
me
don't know
read
what's
let me
going
read
on.
what it says here. It says that Brandon Scott Hole, 19, was armed with 2 assault rifles when he walked into the Indianapolis FedEx facility where 100 people were at work and opened fire. Ex-employee Brandon Scott Hole, 19, was armed with 2 assault rifles when he walked into the facility where 100 people were at work and opened fire. 8 people were killed and another 7 were injured in the incident before Hole turned the gun on himself. 19 had some
Wow.
serious mental health issues. Victims are pictured left, clockwise, blah, blah, blah. That's really sad to go out like that. And at work too, at that, like that's the worst way to go. Like you can't, not even with your family. That's horrible.
I think he had worked. He got hired there, I think maybe 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. He hadn't been there long, an employee.
So obviously he got fired, huh? He was disgruntled.
You know what? Probably so. Like he went postal. That's so young to be that angry and in a dark, sunken place. Like, and to take it out on people, like innocent lives, is senseless. It's just, mm,
I think that's a mental issue. I don't know how many of y'all have this Peloton treadmill, but they're saying that if you have kids or pets to get rid of it right away. Because if you see this picture, this little kid is up under it. There's a baby that got killed, that died. I guess it
oh
got
wow.
stuck. And they say pets get stuck up under there too. Um,
Mm.
there's been an urgent warning about it. 39 incidents involving small children and a pet being injured beneath Peloton tread and machines, including the death of one child. That's crazy. Can you imagine? You just come into your room and your child is up underneath the treadmill,
Yeah.
stuck and passed
Like,
away.
ooh.
What else is going on? Portland erupts in a riot after angry Black Lives Matter protesters loot businesses and set fires to Apple store after cops shot a white man in a local park. Why are they saying Black Lives Matter protest? Well, I guess they probably are, because they're not. When you hear Black Lives Matter protesters, you're probably looking at white people protesting,
Yeah.
because these white Black Lives Matter, the ones I've gone to, at least it's a majority of white people protesting. I didn't even hear about this at all. So
Me
this was
either.
Friday night. It says Portland cops have arrested 4 people after declaring a riot Friday night after protesters smashed windows, burglarized businesses, and set multiple fires during demonstrations over a fatal police shooting of a white man in the city. Why Black Lives Matter involved in that?
Right. That don't
The
make any
man,
sense.
the man who was aged in his 30s but has not been publicly named was shot and killed by an officer Friday. I mean, I understand it's about police brutality in general, but I don't know. I thought it was a cause for Black people, but said,
Profiting off of our culture.
hey, police named the officer who fired his gun as Zachary DeLong. He is on paid administrative leave, it says. Of course he's on paid leave.
Right, like always. Probably got a raise and a bonus and a promotion.
Well, he killed a white man this time. Let's see. Maskless BLM protester says he is sick and dying from COVID-19 at a rally outside of his home of disgraced Army drill sergeant 42 who assaulted a mentally ill Black man. So they're in front of that man. Okay. Do you remember this story about the man who was like aggressive? And I think he broke his phone to the Black guy, young man who was on his street. And
Yeah.
the wife was like, "We're going to call the police."
Yep.
And her husband was a drill sergeant. So these are the Black Lives Matter. They're in front of the man's house. They went and took over that whole street. So why this man is out here talking about he's dying from COVID, but he out here yelling and screaming with no mask on? I wouldn't be nowhere near him.
Right.
Let's see. It was actually, I watched some of the video of them yelling for the man to come outside and the wife and stuff. That was actually kind of funny. Probably not the best solution to that problem, but
yeah.
Let's see. What you talking about, Della? Unless he is found not guilty, he will do jail time. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Della. Priscilla said, you think they would have tested the safety precautions on the the Peloton? Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the people who, well, I don't know, because I know somebody who has it and she's almost 60. I was gonna say young, like people
So
with
it's
probably no
not
kids. But,
even when it's not turned on?
I'm thinking so because
Okay.
the picture I
That's
saw, the baby was up under there. I'm thinking it was off because there wasn't no one else around.
right. That's dangerous. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about Bill Maher. Bill Maher, I had to, I used to watch Bill Maher's Politically Incorrect. And even if I didn't watch it, I would record it because just in case I want to watch it, it'd be there. But after seeing the Sharon Osbourne interview, I had to cancel. I can't. And like I couldn't believe how he was pandering to her. He sounded butthurt because they were basically whining about cancel culture and how, she was unfairly, I guess, fired because she was defending Pierce Morgan over Meghan Markle. But it was more so about the way he was talking and the things he was saying. And it's not just about, even with her and how she was talking to the lady on her show, The Talk. I can't remember the black lady's name. Lonnie Love. Was it Lonnie Love?
Was it Lonnie or was it the other girl?
Cheryl.
I get them.
Cheryl. Yeah. I can't think of the name. I don't think it was Lonnie Love, but the other one. Yeah. But there was no talk of none of the stuff she was had been accused of, calling her ex co-workers all these slanderous names, all this stuff. It was just ridiculous. Anyway, bye, Bill Maher. I'm done with you. You really showed your ass with that. Okay, I'm on here looking for this particular article I had seen earlier. Let's see what else we got going on. Oh yeah, the Queen lost her husband, King Philip. They had the funeral. It looks like.
Yeah, King Lizard. They have to do it expeditiously, or they'll be black as a snake.
Yeah. Wow. She's sitting alone. They couldn't. I think they only had like 10 people there or something, or maybe it was 30. I remember it was a small number, and it was because of COVID.
He really does look like a lizard. Like he was lacking adachrome.
He's probably reptilian.
Yeah, reptilian.
They are literally lizards.
Yeah.
And we have Kate. She's so thin.
Mm-hmm. They haven't been able to feast.
They could. I think this is Daily Mail. I think it's UK based. That's why they have so many articles on it. Let's see what else. San Antonio cop is shot in the hand by driver during a routine traffic stop, but still manages to return fire and kill 2 suspects. Wow. So much violence in the world, y'all.
Yeah, it is. And it's global. It's all over.
What? Passion of the Christ star Jim Caviezel. I remember him too he had a movie with J-Lo, Angel Eyes. I remember that. It says sparks outrage after promoting a QAnon child blood harvesting theory during online anti-vax COVID conference. He's one of the QAnon people. Those are the ones where's Ceylon at? She was the one telling us all the little stuff that March 12th. Was it the 12th of March or whatever the date was? They were supposed to. Trump was supposed to. March 4th. Yeah, Trump was supposed to miraculously come back into the presidency and all kind of other stuff. So they're saying Jim Caviezel is all up in that. Kamala Harris still hasn't held a press conference on the migrant crisis, it's saying. That's a big issue, that migrant thing. Those the kids in those cages, and those actually it's men and women and children, but it's a lot of them. A lot of displaced children. I can't even
Yeah.
imagine being a parent being separated from my child, not knowing where they're at, not being able to, get to them. A
Yep.
nightmare.
Whew.
Okay. Where's the Johnson and Johnson article? Let me find it. So what else is going on? We already not you, Hotep.
Oh, tell hello.
We already almost towards the end of the month. I mean, tomorrow's the 18th.
Yeah.
Going into a whole new we're going into tourist season, which is money,
Oh, he said,
money,
"Oh,
money, money, money. I know.
yeah."
All right, I can't find the dang article. But basically, just talking about these vaccines and how I'm not taking it. That's for sure.
Right.
I'm about to look up R. Kelly and see if I find something on his court thing. You go ahead and you handle the peoples while I do this, please.
Okay. Wanted to say I appreciate everyone that's here tonight with us and joining us and taking time out. Greatly appreciate it, and major love and positive energy to us all. I hope we stay well protected and safe and healthy. During all this madness that's going on in the world, it's like a bad energy been released to some people, I believe. Um, I don't know, it's just like so much going on at one time. And it's definitely my city, of course. I'm pretty sure it's like a lot of other cities and states. Um, the governor out here in Vegas saying that we're supposed to be opening up like nightclubs. They started commercial breaks advertising a lot of new lounges and nightclubs supposed to open up by May 8th. Um, so a lot of things supposed to be buffets supposed to be fully back, 100% open. They're lifting restrictions. I don't know if it's because Memorial Day coming up or not. I'm not sure. Um, and that's why and what's going on. But I don't trust it. I still say everybody still be alert, cautious, pay attention, still take the steps and just stay safe. It's just I don't know. It's something, honey. It's something.
I forgot about the opening up too. They said mid
Yeah.
June we're gonna that we're here in LA, we're gonna be all the way open.
And it's like it's mixed narratives, it's like it's crazy because then I've read, oh well, you're gonna get a monthly, like allegedly stimulus payment starting like I seen today, I believe, on the IRS page saying that it was I think gotta pass another stage, but starting July the 1st, people supposed to get a monthly 300, especially mothers with kids that's 17 years old and younger, as an allowance monthly. Um, I just don't understand what's going on. Like they're preparing us for the recession. To me, like a Great Depression, a recession is still going to continue. I think they know the truth. We can't just believe a whole 100% what they put out there. We already know that it's you got to look at everything with the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 10th eye. I rather
Okay.
look at the wild animals than I would trust the wild animals before I trust all this other stuff, especially the vaccine. I would go out there in the wild, honey, and I'm pretty sure that the animals will accept me and love me and protect me.
The animals do.
I'll trust a tree. You go live inside of a tree, a hollow tree.
That's actually a dream to just be able to live like that to me on a beach, like a Jamaica, nice,
Yeah,
not Jamaica. It used to be Jamaica, it's not Jamaica no more, but
yeah, free
tropical.
spirit. Yeah,
Yeah, on an island. Just
vegetables,
Live in a
water,
hut.
sun, just nice warm weather, just beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Nothing like Nature Boy though, not that type of
Oh,
thing.
oh man, you know, I don't understand that kind of character right there. You know,
His
uh,
coat.
his cult is a demonic, satanic cult. It's sad that some people are. I believe that is women that are dealing with deep inner self-esteem issues and self-love because when you're strong-willed and your self-love and confidence and faith and self-worth is up here like a majority of us, you see that he's a fraud, a joke, a bozo. Like he ran around with a green feather sticking out the back of his head and I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. And it's sad, it's just sad. And I can only imagine how the parents and family feel that they have a loved one that just took off and is, with this dude running around. And he's done a lot of things on live to me that I think he need to get arrested for. And I don't think he's getting away with it. Only thing I can think of is he got a lot of higher up people that are the financial providers, maybe. That's how he's able to get all. I'm sure it's expensive. I just don't understand it. And but they're all like joined this cult and under a trance. Like but they say he practiced witchcraft. They say that's what he does. So
Oh, really?
yeah, and having sex with animals and stuff like that. Allegedly, it was on OnlyFans page. He was with a man. The dog came in the room, and
Dang.
I don't understand. You know what? And I don't know where the dog at. Mexico, find your dogs and save them.
Mm. Well, another sad thing is I couldn't find my login for the site to get into his records, but I'm gonna do that and do a whole separate probably video or when I come back update y'all. But in the meantime, we'll just go by what the news says. Let's see. R.
Okay,
Kelly
it's
will
okay.
move to New York City for sex trafficking charges trial to begin this summer after several delays, and that's gonna be here any minute, y'all. Following several pandemic-related delays, a federal judge, and we think that's Ann Donnelly, right?
Yes.
Has confirmed approval for Robert R. Kelly to be transferred to New York City to undergo a trial where he is facing sex trafficking charges. The 50-year-old artist is facing multiple charges. The most recent charges include 5 counts of racketeering and 4 more counts of violating the Mann Act. Transporting women or girls across state lines for illegal sexual activity is deemed a felony. Kelly has denied these allegations. At a recent virtual hearing, U.S. District Judge Ann Donnelly confirmed that the New York trial can begin on August 9th. Yes, finally.
Oh, yes.
Though it has not been confirmed when exactly Kelly will be moving to New York. So it just says I guess she just said, yeah, it's a go, but now they got to figure it out. So it's really not really news. I mean, I'm gonna look and see what really happens. Sometimes they don't cover the good stuff that really happens in court, but so far we just know that this thing is still going, it's still moving on. He ain't out or getting out. Not
Right.
COVID, not nothing can get this man out. So it is what it is.
Right.
And good luck with that, dude.
Yeah.
Really.
Shout out to the judge in New York.
Shout out to Ann Donnelly for being just consistent and staying, just steady with it,
Yeah, not falling for the banana in the tailpipe when it comes to his enterprise and dream team people, whatever he call it.
I see JC is back. Welcome back. Let's see what she's saying here. So much hate, death. It keeps coming. I'm mentally overloaded. Every little thing leaves me sobbing. Just have to walk away sometimes. Yeah, definitely have to disconnect sometimes from some of this news and stuff like that. Yeah, Priscilla said Judge Ann ready to get this going. That's right. She's probably sick of his ass too.
Right. And then tired of stupid motions getting filed and stuff. Like,
She said, R.K. gonna miss Chi-Town, New York, don't play.
nope, not at all. He ain't gonna be able to do what he been doing in his stomping grounds, you know.
Yeah, do you
Nope.
feel like he's in jail being treated, soft because of he's in his city?
I believe he has, if not an enabler, well, you might as well say it. Whether they're super fan far as the the what do they call them, the guards or whatever in there, but they're an enabler and a handler for him in on the inside. I still believe and feel that he know one of those officers on the inside of that jail that helps and aid and assist him
Oh
with
yeah.
some of his dirty work. And that's why he know what he can get away with in his city. Majority of criminals and people, they know what they can, they sort of know, that's his comfort zone, his little high, he know. And Chicago do the look that they have, the things like as a, and I know the whole, not everybody that live there, but I would not be proud to say I'm from Chicago. And because Kim, not just Kim Fox, but they got a bad look. They look very bad. They look like, yeah, you want to do something, go to Chicago. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does seem. I mean, mind you,
Yeah,
Chicago
from
was basically built by the mob, so you know
right.
that's
I've
just part
seen
of the
nothing.
legacy of Chicago. I did a whole reading on the city of Chicago back when I first started my channel. I mean,
Yeah.
Chicago has deep, rich history, criminal history.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it's a whole different vibe. I mean, I'm, on the other side, I'm great people and the people who aren't doing that stuff, but it just has this
Exactly.
thing over it, like this cloud. I don't know.
Yeah, like a dark cloud. It kind of like the negative over, it's like outweighs the positive. But his
At
time
least
is up. It's up, and that's a good thing. I'm just glad that he's finally ended. No, as well as many others to rack up and put to an end.
yeah, I mean, I think he will set a precedent to say, look, we aren't going to just let everybody do everything. Like some things, there has to be a line drawn. I
Yeah.
think children, sexual crimes against children and young, I think in general, but especially
Yeah.
against children,
Yes.
that
That shit.
needs to have consequences, and we need to see that happen and unfold in public.
Yep. To know that if you do this, there's consequences behind it.
So that's all I got. We an hour
Yeah.
in. I think that's good. I see Priscilla and JC were talking about the trial, that they're glad they watched it and that it was hard to watch. Um, I did not watch it, honestly. Again, as you well know. Man, Priscilla, I didn't know you watched the whole thing. You should have came on.
Yeah. I didn't watch it. I didn't. I don't think I can handle that.
Yeah, it's too much for me. I remember watching Trayvon. I think Trayvon Martin was the last trial I was really invested in like that.
Yeah.
And that was hard. That was hard.
Yeah.
This young man reminded me of that when they talked about how the officer, no, wait, it was another kid that somebody else got shot, and it reminded me of Trayvon because the way it went down, it was an
Yeah.
officer shooting also. And it was the army sergeant. It wasn't a death. It was just the whole situation where that
Yeah.
drill sergeant was pressing that boy, that young man, about him being in that neighborhood. It reminded me of Trayvon and how
Right.
his killer Zimmerman was on him about him being in the apartment place or whatever when he was
Yeah.
living there at the time. And
Mm.
it's like can't even walk home. He had Skittles. I remember the Skittles became a
Yeah.
thing. He was literally posting Skittles as his profile picture on Twitter at one point. I remember. He's so
Yeah.
disgusting. Mm, mm, mm.
I
But
don't understand how he's able to. walk around still.
I don't either. All these people who out here killing, killing because of drugs and money and gang beefs and whatnot. When it comes to our people and like, just protecting ourselves and like just putting the anger where it belongs, we don't see it. Not that I'm encouraging vigilante behavior at all, but I'm just saying, dang.
Man.
All right, well, that's all I got. We're gonna be back I'll be back in the morning, 10:40 a.m. with Shot of Love. I appreciate everybody for hanging. I know in some places, you guys, it's after midnight already, and it's a little late, but it's Saturday night. So if you're gonna stay up, enjoy the rest of your night. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, and we will be back next week for more news updates. Till then, y'all. Peace.